To talk about direction, the markets, how to start your own business if you want to. I'm going to show you a short video first about our company. I'm going to tell you how we started it, give you a little background about myself, and then what my vision is for the future. And then we'll go through some slides, and then we'll talk about what it requires of a CTO, what makes you successful, and ultimately the success of the company comes down to your ability of forward thinking. If you can't see the future, predict market trends, or if you can't see the details, that's where the truth is. That's where you find your success, is in the details. So let's watch the video of the company, and then we'll talk about how we started.
Software development and digital transformation.
I'm going to ask you questions. First one to raise your hand, give me an answer sometimes. That's a t-shirt. But when we started this company, it was with 5 junior devs at BU. They were second, third years. I met them at a Smart City Legazpi meeting. Just random meeting, just started some chit chat. I was looking to start a software division. I was currently by myself and a couple other guys doing networking, structured wiring, servers, APs, gateways, things like that. And we got to know each other a little bit and said, hey guys, let's start a software division. So we did. They couldn't give me full time because they were still going to BU. They hadn't graduated yet. But we were taking on projects. I had a Philchips Platinum membership. We were bidding on government projects. We were winning. We did well. And the quality of work was consistent. Even though they were still in school, they pulled double shifts at the office. We worked late overnight many times. A lot of Jollibee, a lot of pizza, but we got through it. The commitment that it takes to start a business or have a career in this field, it's the only field left where it's equal. Your knowledge of tech makes you equal to anybody else. You can compete with anybody. And anything you need to learn, you can find it online. Like, when we bring OJTs in, they don't really have hands-on training. They haven't touched routers, gateways, firewalls, servers. The software side, the developers, they've mostly been self-taught. And to be successful, you have to be self-motivated. You have to have a positive attitude. That will take you very far. These are the tools that you not only learn in school, but you must pursue on your own. If you don't pursue them on your own, you cannot be competitive. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Who here is self-taught when it comes to software development? Studies on their own. Uses their cell phone to code. There you go. It doesn't matter if you have the right tools or not. You can find a way to make your knowledge base competitive with any other person. These are things that the 5 original devs believed in, and I believed in them. Now let's fast forward a couple years in the future. So we've been around about 5-6 years now. And we've grown every year. First, we started in Beagle, sourced all of our talent in Beagle. Then we expanded, now we're in Manila. So the growth has been very fast. We've gone from 5 to about 65. We just onboarded 20 plus OJTs, different departments, coding, networking, structured wiring. But the one thing they all do, and we actually have 4 OJTs from the school here. 2 of them are back there at the marketing table, giving out brochures, and they'll be talking to you about any questions you have. The other 2 are networking. Right away, I put them on real-world projects. They have on-the-job training, real contracts that we won, government contracts, where their work actually matters. And I do this for a reason, because this is leadership. And I think this creates loyalty. And without loyalty and commitment, you cannot have a successful company. So their work directly affects the company, and I put my trust in them. They know this. And their work back to me is of the highest quality, even though they're OJTs. The networking guys are working overtime sometimes. DILG, DBM, Department of Budget Management, Legazpi City Water District, they're really installing networks. They're really configuring them. They're doing multi-WAN ISPs, gateway configurations, DHCP, servers. They're getting real hands-on experience. That's what I'm going to give you. In return, I want your best work. I want your commitment. I want your loyalty. And I'll give you mine. We judge at Quanby. We judge you based on the content of your character and the quality of your work. Everybody's the same. Now, let's talk about leading by example. In the beginning, I used to go out to the projects myself with the guys, spend the nights there sometimes on site, travel, drive the truck, dig ditches for structured wiring that were laying underground, climb the ladders, drill in the CCTV cameras. It doesn't matter. I expect everybody to do that, and I expect myself to do that. I still do that today, but sometimes it's a little less frequent now. Mostly now I have a lot of meetings and talk to people about different technologies. Sometimes I'd rather be in the field, honestly. Let's watch another short video of something that we did last year at PMMA. We expanded into the drone business. And not just the drone business, but the military tech drone business. Go ahead, play the video. And we built them from scratch. Our guys came up with the concepts, we coded the flight controllers, we did the testing. We then presented to PMMA for their graduation. President Bongbong was there for the graduation. He personally met with me and looked at our technology, tried on our headsets. We were then designated as an official military contractor. It's kind of cool. Maybe a little dangerous, but that's just how it is. The trick, airport shut down, I refused to get the vaccine, didn't have the vaccine card, so I was forced to think, okay, what am I going to do for money, right? Now, being able to predict the future and the trends and the patterns is something I was able to do. And I said, here in the Philippines, I was in the province, in Legazpi, I'm not in the middle, right? That's where everybody goes for tech mostly. I said, there's so much future talent here. And everybody wants to go overseas, or they want to go to Manila, right? That's where the big money is, that's where the jobs are. But what if we could create that out here, in the province? The best talent in the Philippines leaves the Philippines, right? Everyone wants to study and go abroad maybe, or go to Manila. But for me, I was like, no, let's do it different. Let's keep the town here, keep people with their families and their roots, because we have a lot of really smart people here in the province. So I was able to see that. And looking ahead, I went to BU, I met with the different faculty members, we engaged at a different event with our booths, and then we put the word out, and a lot of people came in. And they were like, thank you, because we don't really want to go to Manila, you know? We want to stay near our families. So that's one way of predicting it. Next is in the technology side. So first, you source where you're going to get your staff from. Second, look at the technology side. I looked at the Philippines and I said, okay, I grew up during the dot-com time in San Francisco and had a couple consulting firms. And I saw the same patterns emerging in the Philippines. So infrastructure, networking, CCTV, server side, cybersecurity. And then you look at field trips. Everybody knows what field trips is? Or does anybody know what field trips is?
Field trip. Meron ba
Field trips?
Meron ba doon nagpi-field trip tayo?
You could have got a t-shirt for that one. Field trips is a government procurement site. All of the projects that are listed from the government go through field trips. Whether it's construction, networking, everything. You want to buy a spoon and you're in government, you've got to go through field trips. And then it goes to a bidding. So I looked at the build jobs with my 5 devs, and I said, what are all the projects they're posting, and what do we see in the future that they're going to need? We identified 10 markets, 10 products, and we started coding those products. We didn't know if they were going to be successful or not, but we saw the future, and we saw the current need of technology. So we started coding LMSs, learning management systems, HRIS systems, document management systems. And guess what? It worked. We saw those continuously coming up. We bid on those. When we won them, we'd already written the code. We'd already done the project. So all we had to do was white label. Who knows what white label is? When you white label a project, you customize it for that client. So you have a generic template, and then say I get a client that's a Jolly or a tariff commission. They say, we want this to have our logo, our color, our branding on it. No problem. That's fast. You can do that maybe a day or two. And then what do you charge? 2 million, 4 million, 10 million, depending on the project size. So that's how we replicate. That's how we scale. That's the secret. Predict the future. You can scale fast. You can't predict the future, you're in the behind. You're playing catch up because you're adjusting to the market. You have to make the market adjust to you. So you're ready before the market is ready. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's how you become successful. That's how when you start your company, or you work for another company, and you want to get a promotion, predict the market trend. Don't think about now. Think about the future. Because when that need arises, and your boss says, hey, I want to try this, I want to try a different direction, you're already there. You've already developed it. You're like, yes sir, I'll have it for you tomorrow. Okay, I'll have it for you right now. Awesome. We love that. And that's what we do at Quanby. That's what I try to teach all of my people, is to be able to think ahead, predict the market. Now let's watch one more video at PMMA. And this is President Marcos Bongbong looking at our tech. Marcos looking at our drone technology. About a 10 or 12 minute interaction cut down to about 5 or 6 seconds, right? And that was released on the President's social media platform. We didn't actually release that. The President had his photographers and videographers there. They taped that and they put it out on their social media. That's actually where we downloaded it from. I don't even think it's on our social media. But yeah, it's quite an honor. And to progress that fast, that's how you do it. I wanted to show you this last, just because when people talk to me, I don't just believe what they say, right? You want to see the proof. So if you tell me you can scale fast, if you tell me that this is how you do technology and leadership, prove it to me, all right? Show me something before I just give you my loyalty and commitment. Absolutely. Let's go through some slides now. And these are some basic talking points. It's not going to be a lot of slides because I don't want to bore you. I often find slides boring myself. But there are some good things to get out of this. And maybe I'll skip through a few. But let's just start going through a few things. So technology leadership. This is a very long sentence. Very long sentence. Technology leadership is the ability to strategically guide, influence, and manage the use of technology within an organization by combining strong technical expertise, innovative thinking, effective leadership, blah, blah, blah. Okay, next one, I get it. But the thing you take away from that is you want sustainability. All those words, when it comes down to it, all of your thoughts, ideas, and decisions should be geared towards sustainability and scalability. That's what that really comes down to. Okay. Role of technical leader. Direction, vision, purchase business goals or technical execution. There we go, scalability and security of the system. So guide organizations using technology to achieve long-term success. That's basically what we just covered. So, next slide please. Responsibilities. Okay, this one I like. Overseeing software development lifecycle. That is super important. From original flow to QA to implementation. And then of course you need after-sales support for your client. If you can provide those things for your client, along with quality work, which I'm assuming you already do, you will have a successful business. If you can complete that life cycle, you will be successful in that product. Now you have marketing and things like that to go into it, but if you do a good job and you do quality work, it sells itself. You don't have to market that hard. People will talk about it. And this is something I noticed in the Philippines too, is that when you do good work and you have a quality product, just the word of mouth drives so much business to your company. So always do quality work. Don't cut and paste code. Don't find stuff on Ruby on Rails. Don't do it. Hard code everything. Collaborate with your friends. You can start your own company now. Now let me tell you, I told you in the beginning that I could give you a way to make money. Now, or when you graduate, whatever. This is how you can do it. So, you heard about AI earlier. AI, of course you know, is evolving super fast. Personally, I think too fast. But here's a specific example. Say you go to Claude 12, right? Who's heard of Claude 12? Really? Really? Open source AI code? You can get your own and train your own AI? You heard of it? Give me a shirt. He's heard of it. You've heard of it. Alright. I can tell you've heard of it. Just give me a thumbs up. You don't have to say anything. Yes or no? Yeah, I knew it. Alright. Train your own AI, but here's the trick. Think about a future trend that your AI can replace autonomously. Meaning this. Say for example, you wanted to trade stock, right? It's a simple example. The AI can't actually open a bank account. It can't open a trading account or a brokerage account. But it can do the trades. You can train it with a large data set, an LLM, or a custom data set, something like that. They have data warehouses, data lakes, things like that. So you find your data sets, you do your custom data sets, you train your AI, and then you go and open up the brokerage account, open up the bank account, and pretty soon if you create an autonomous model, all you have to do is feed cash into that autonomous model and watch it bring in profit for you. Does that make sense? If you have questions, ask, because you can literally make money on this. Now, the future is going to be most jobs will be replaced by AI. So you find your niche. Find a niche you can exploit, meaning that in 6 months from now, we're going to have autonomous AIs. And the key to getting money and being rich is being able to find that niche market, seeing it in advance, and exploiting that niche so you are first to market. You don't exactly have to be first, but you're in the first 10% to the market, you're going to have what's called market share. You get market share with your autonomous AI, the more processes, more transactions that AI does, the better it gets. So yes, someone with more money can come in with cash, and they can buy more GPUs and get some really good NVIDIA stuff and accelerate faster. But the big companies, if you have market share, will make you an offer to buy you out. So great, take the market, take the offer, take some money in. A VC might come in, venture capitalists, and buy you out. Big companies, once you hit a certain market share, will then make you an offer. Take the cash, reinvest it, see another trend, exploit another niche. That's how you're going to get rich, and you can do it now. So think about your idea first. Collaborate with your friends. Next slide. Yeah, strategic technology planning. This is exactly what we're talking about. Align IT strategy with business objectives, creating technology, roadmaps, budget planning, resource allocation, planning scalable and future-ready systems. Okay, next slide. High-performing teams set clear goals performance indicators, collaboration, communication. That's what I just touched on. Maybe get a few of your friends together. But here's the thing, don't get greedy. That will screw you up. Let me give you an example in my company. My 5 senior devs, 3 of them are still with me, of the originals. I have other senior devs that have been with me for years too. Those I consider my senior devs. Now, in the first couple of years, I wasn't paying them what they were worth. I was underpaying them. I couldn't afford to pay them. We just didn't have the cash coming in. And they sacrificed, and they worked for less, and they got offers from other companies in Manila offering to pay them more. I couldn't match the offer. I lost 2 of them. 3 are still with me. Those 3 senior devs, I will never forget their loyalty and commitment to the company. And now I can pay them more, and I do. And we have perks like free food, we do resort day, pizza parties, company Olympics, billiard tournaments, basketball tournaments, we have company uniforms. It's like a family. You know, I really try to make it like a family environment. Those guys, a couple of years ago, we had to hire more people. We had to scale. We needed more help, but we didn't have the cash to pay them to come in and work for us. So what my senior devs, when I had an agreement, I give them a percentage of the project. So they make, say, 50% for them, 50% for me. 5 guys on the dev team, say the project was $1 million, they get $500,000, I get $500,000, and we get paid. They get $100K each, and we can work concurrent projects so they can make more money. That's how I did it, that's how I scaled. Now, we had to expand and hire more personnel. I couldn't afford to pay it and still keep the same 50-50 agreement that I had with them. I didn't want to take it back on my side. I gave them my word, right? Can't break that. So we had a meeting, and I was so surprised because on their side, they said, "Sir, we want to give up our share of the project." I was like, oh my God, like feel that, you know? Because that's their money, that's their work. I never asked, they offered. And I was like so touched by that. And that's the reason that the company has grown to what it is now. Without that level of commitment and loyalty to your friends and your crew, you can't scale. You can't do it just by putting out a job offer on some job site and getting some random people and paying them the market rate for whatever job they're doing. It doesn't work like that. That's the niche. That's the next advantage I want to talk to you about. Is if you can put together a crew that's tight, if you don't get greedy, if you guys act smart, make the right decisions, you'll have a successful company. Those are the patterns you have to follow. And nobody told me these things, you know? I wish somebody had. It would have been a fast forward button. I learned by making a lot of mistakes. And you can't be afraid of failure, because you will fail. I guarantee it. And that's normal. You will fail more times than you will succeed. But if you keep at it, the time you do succeed, and it's worthwhile, the failures don't matter anymore. All right. So who wants to run their own business someday? I got 2 more. Never mind the Meritas or the Chismas, never mind all that. People will always want to talk about you. But the best success, what they say is, the best revenge. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'll tell you this, because it feels good. The best revenge is success. When you're successful, nobody talks about you anymore. They may be jealous, they may be crabs, they may try to pull you down if they can, but it doesn't matter. You've already passed them. So I'm going to end with a story. Maybe some of you have heard this story. I heard it the other day, and it stuck with me. It's about the eagle and the crow. Who's heard the eagle and the crow? Maybe I got another shirt. Nobody? Perfect. So, the eagle sometimes gets attacked by a crow. And that crow will sit on its back with its claws. And this is true, this is a real thing. And that crow will start pecking at the eagle's head. And crows have like a long black beak. And the eagle, can't shake it off because crows have these long black claws. And it grabs that eagle and won't let go. It wants to kill the eagle. So the eagle says, how do I get this thing off my back, right? This little parasite. So the eagle, he just keeps flying higher and flies higher and flies higher. Because the eagle knows that he can breathe at higher altitude and the crow cannot. So when the eagle gets high enough, the crow dies and falls off his back. The moral of the story is, don't worry about the people that talk about you, and don't be shy about your business, okay? Be aggressive. If you're not aggressive, if you're not willing to do whatever it takes, you won't be successful. It applies to anything. Apply that same thing to the business of tech and the business of technology, and you will be successful. Be smart, get a crew you trust that are loyal to you. Right? That's what you do, and you will be successful. Thank you for your time.